You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
Sana, the Battered Fans are back, and we are battered. Welcome, everybody, to episode number 77 of the Battered Heat Fans podcast. I am your host, Daniel Granada, and alongside me, as always, Mr. Daniel Solana. How are you doing, sir?
I mean, are we really going to talk about this game last night?
Barely. Barely. We'll touch on it a little bit because it's just, I don't even feel like talking about this crap. 7 games in a row. You're feeling high. You're like, we're going to fuck everybody up in the playoffs because we're feeling so good. 83 points. Like everything's just pointing to this team is finally putting it together at the right time. And then we're like, oh, but there's a rough schedule coming up. And then they just get smacked in the face. It's just like you see somebody like falling. You see in those cartoons when they're falling downhill and they're hitting rock after rock, and then they got chichones coming out their heads, and like that's where we're at. We're not even at the bottom yet because we still got 2 back-to-back games in Cleveland. Things are gonna get worse.
Yeah, things are going to get a lot worse. And yeah, we got 2 games against Cleveland. We got absolutely humiliated last night on our home court. Gave up 76 points in the first half, Danny. That's not good. And the defense has been the defense has been lacking a lot during this 5-game losing streak. If I'm not mistaken, I believe teams have been averaging about 130 points against us over the last 5 games.
Yeah. Charlotte put it on us. The Rockets put it on us. Everybody's just been hanging their nuts on our forehead. It's been really bad. Andrew Wiggins comes back. Like, ooh, Andrew Wiggins is back. Maybe we can figure this thing out. Nope. Nope. You get smacked up from beginning to end. You were at the game. Did you have any Spurs fans in your section talking crap?
No. Thank God. Thank God.
They don't travel well.
No, they don't. They don't.
No. Bam had an off night, 2 for 10 from 3. I don't know why you would take 10 threes when you're off that much, but 2 for 10 from 3, 18 points. It's just a bad night overall for everybody. They shot 31% from 3. It just, I don't even know what to say, man. It's just, you don't even want to break this thing down. Norman Powell comes off the bench again for 30 minutes. He had 21 points.
Yeah.
I'll let you run. You tell me what you want to talk about in this game, and then we can move on to just general talk because I'm sick. I'm sick that we've lost 5 in a row after winning 7 in a row.
I agree, man. I'm sick to my stomach as well. I mean, I can't believe that the Heat are streaking in the wrong way after that 7-game winning streak. But all that this proves is that the Heat can beat inferior teams. The Heat can beat teams that are not in the playoffs. The Heat can't beat the teams that are ahead of them in the playoffs, and the season is slipping through their cracks. The season is slipping through their fingers, and unfortunately, something that you mentioned in the last episode might happen. They might end up in the 9th or the 10th seed having to go to play at Orlando in that 6th game. It might happen.
Yeah, and they'll lose a 6th time. It'll be. I'm willing to bet that it's the first time in history that somebody loses 6 games to a team without playing them technically in a playoff series.
Oh,
That'll be the first.
I'm betting the house on the Magic.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. We're 4 games over 500 now. To be fair, when we were going through that 7-game winning streak, there was a few times that I pointed out, like, hey, but remember, let's not get too ahead of ourselves because the competition has been weak. Like, remember, we put the list on the side of the screen and we said, look, the next 10 games, we have to go 8-2, 7-3 because the schedule is so weak that we need to win some of those. But even though we kept saying, but let's be cautious, the competition has been weak, we still let it get in our heads. I think it's Bam's fault. I think it was those 83 points that we felt like, oh, something different is happening, something magical is happening, and I got sucked in anyway. And here we are. So we get smacked by Wemby and the Spurs. What do you think of Wemby? How big does he look in person?
He's big, man. He is
Yeah.
big. He looks like he should eat a couple cheeseburgers though. He's
Yeah, he
skinny,
looks very
but he is big and he is agile, and Spurs are going to be dangerous this year in
for
the
years to
playoffs.
come. For years to come.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a really, really good team. And not just their starters, but they have Harrison Barnes coming off the bench. And he's a great player too. So no, they really, really put together a very good team with with this new coach that they have that it's been there for a year now, and he's fantastic. And no, man, the Spurs are definitely one of the teams that are going to be challenging for the championship. And I mean, for the Heat, I mean, we're not challenging for anything, man.
No, and you know what the thing is, and I guess I'll use this episode as an opportunity to compare the two because the Spurs and the Heat, I feel like are looked at as two of the top franchises in the NBA, right? With stability, the way they do things. But there's one difference between the two, and the Spurs are okay, kind of rebuilding and retooling. They did it with David Robinson back in '88 or '87, whenever it was that they drafted him. Then they had that rough year where David Robinson got injured and they tanked. They got Tim Duncan as a reward and they're competitive for 20 years and they do it again and they end up with Wemby. And you know what? They lucked out and they end up getting Dylan Harper, the second overall pick last year. Like they've been able to draft because they get lottery picks, whereas in the Heat refuse to go that route. Like we've done well, right? Bam Adebayo was the 13th overall pick. It was the season where we won when we started the season 10-31 and then finished the season 31-10.
Yeah.
We almost made the playoffs, by the way. And if we would have, we would not have gotten Bam. We were like one game off. So, the Heat, and I respect it. I get it. Heat culture, blah, blah, blah. You want to keep winning. I get it. But, man, at some point, like, you need a Wemby. You need a Tim Duncan. You need a Dylan Harper. You need a top pick because we haven't been able to trade for anybody because Pat Riley doesn't want to trade fucking Khalil Ware. Grant. Like, it's so, if we're not going to trade the pieces, then let's at least get some good draft picks. And that's right. We're back to talking about this because that's where we're at after the last couple of weeks or the last 2 weeks. It's been right 2.5 weeks, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, look, again, I'm against the tanking. I don't like the tanking. I understand why teams do it,
and it's still a respected franchise, and that's why I bring it up. And sorry to cut you off. That's why I bring it up because the Spurs did it, and they're still considered a respected franchise. But they're like, you know what, F it, like just give it away, just give everybody away. Let's rebuild, and they ended up with Wemby. Like, that's what you do right now. And I understand that they would have never probably gotten. Well, who knows? Dallas got it last year, but if they didn't make the playoffs this year, which I think this team's too good to miss the playoffs. But right now, there's two collegiate players right now that are everybody's saying like one of these two players, you get that, and that's a cornerstone for your franchise. And that's why so many teams are tanking right now because they're hoping to end up with Peterson and I forget how to pronounce the other guy's name, is Debonsta or something like that. So I don't know. I'm just frustrated. That's all.
Me too, man. I'm frustrated too. Obviously, after a 7-game winning streak, you thought you were going to be climbing, to sixth place, to fifth place, possibly, and then you go on this losing streak where, unfortunately, I mean, you're playing good teams. You're playing teams that are in the playoff hunt or in the playoffs, and they couldn't do anything. It's just frustrating. It's so frustrating. They can't seem to put it together, especially when the team was fully healthy last night. Everybody was available for Eric Spoelstra, and they couldn't do anything. And now you have James Harden and Donovan Mitchell on back-to-back games, Wednesday and Friday. Yeah, man, it's not looking good. I mean, more and more, I feel like the Heat are going to be in the 9th to the 10th seed, and they're going to have to make some magic happen and do something to qualify to the playoffs because as it stands right now, man, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. It's looking like a 6 loss to Orlando that we've been talking about.
Look, the Heat are still technically 2.5 back of Toronto for the 5th seed. Now, they have some weak competition coming up. There's only 10 games left. I'm going to put up the schedule. These are the 10 games left.
They play Toronto twice.
They play Toronto twice. They have Cleveland twice. Those are 4 difficult games. Outside of those 4 games, and you have 1 against Boston. So you have 5 games that are difficult, but 5 that are winnable. The Pacers, they're tanking, right? They want one of those two because, look, the Pacers were in the NBA Finals last year. They get Tyrese Halliburton back next year, and they get one of those top 2 draft picks, and all of a sudden, the Pacers are set for the next decade, and that's what they're banking on. So they're tanking hard. So they're going to lose that game on purpose. Philly is in the mix. I don't believe in them too much. I don't believe in the Heat either. So who knows where that goes. Let's say we win that game. That's 2. Then you have Washington, which is in the mix with Indiana. They're also tanking hard for one of those top 2 picks. So that's 4 wins right there. And then you have the last game against Atlanta. So that's 5. If you're lucky, you can end up with 43 wins. 43 and 39. That
Not good
probably
enough.
gets you. That's in the play-in. You're in the play-in again.
Yeah, it's not good enough. That is not good enough. I mean, they need to win more than than 5 games.
Yeah. Well, they need to beat Toronto. What they need to do is not get swept by Cleveland. I just don't see it because they play like such crap. I wonder what's the last time that a team went on a 7-game win streak followed by a 7-game losing streak. They're not going to lose to Indiana, so the losing streak will end at 7. But what's the last time that happened? Because that is some sad shit.
It was probably the Heat. It was probably the Heat. To be honest with you,
I wouldn't be surprised. That's it, man. 10 games left in the season. Let's get these next 2 out of the way against Cleveland and then the Boston one on April 1st, I guess. Those are the only 3 games that I'm like, we're not winning those games. We're not winning those games. But the other 7, although we suck and we're inconsistent, I'm like, well, maybe we can pull those games off. So I'm ready for this. And look, let's say hypothetically, let's say we take one from Cleveland and then we win like 7 of the last 10. And we end up in the 6th seed. The way we've been looking, I don't want the Knicks anymore. I don't want to lose. Fuck that. I don't want to lose to the Knicks. No, we how could you have any confidence? I mean, I guess because it's the Knicks, because nobody really believes in the Knicks. I don't believe in the Knicks, but still, like I don't want that. No. Not because I think we'll lose. I don't want to take the chance of losing to them. I don't want to hear these annoying fans' mouths, especially since Chris is one of them and I do the stupid, oh my God. I don't want that anymore.
nah. I think if they play the Knicks, I think it's Heat in 5, no doubt.
Dude, I don't even know if they can beat Philly. And Philly's like in 8th place right now. Philly is in 7th. We can't even beat the Magic.
No, can't.
No.
It's bad, man. It's bad. It's a bad year to be a Heat fan.
It is. It's been rough. But we'll be here Thursday morning talking about hopefully an upset over the Cleveland Cavaliers. But if not, 7 wins, 7 losses. It's coming. Any final thoughts, Solano?
No, man. Hopefully it's not 7-7. But before the next episode, I will do some research and I will get you the team name that who won 7 straight and lost 7 straight. We'll see if that's ever happened in the NBA before, and if it did, we'll have the stats for you.
Yeah, and it's a dirty word. It's a 4-letter word. It's a dirty word for sure. 100%.
Oh, no doubt.
You called it. All right. If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please leave 5 stars and a comment. If you watch on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we'll be back on Thursday talking about the Cleveland Cavs. So until the next one, have a good one.